Hello everyone, my name is Austin Craven. I'm a lecturer in the biology department here at UNCG. And I'm also working this semester as an online accessibility fellow. I wanted to record a What's Working video for all of you today to talk about accessibility design practices that we can incorporate into our courses. Now I could obviously spend a lot more than 5 minutes talking to you about this topic, so for today in particular, I'm going to focus on structuring information using headings and an efficient way to help our students engage with our material. Now, I think it's important to structure the information we provide our students when possible to make it easier for them to access the information we want them to be able to access. Students at UNCG oftentimes have many different challenges when it comes to spending time for their courses. I know I've had plenty of students who are working a job or are commuting long distances or even taking care of family members. So I think when designing course material, it's important to do so in a way to allow them to be efficient with their time, to allow them to spend as much time focusing on actually engaging with the education material as they can. So one aspect of this that I'm going to talk about with you today is generating headings in the materials that we present. Now, growing up, more than once I absolutely heard the phrase, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And to minimize the likelihood that somewhere later down the road, an instructor is going to have to come back and redesign this material, I think it's important that during the initial creation process, that we also incorporate good practices when it comes to accessibility for students. Not everyone's going to be able to read the material you post online with their own eyes. Some are going to be relying on assistive technology such as screen readers. So I also want to talk a little bit about how we can utilize the technology that we're already using to create these documents to also make it easier for screen readers to engage with as well. So let's demonstrate some of that. To show you all the best practices when generating online materials that you're going to distribute to your students, I want to use a syllabus as a document that I know all of us engage with and generate for our courses. I'm on the UTLC's website right now, and our UTLC created a sample syllabus that all of us could use as a format. And I'm going to use this as the template to show you some of the best practices and demonstrate some of the ways to use heading structures. Now, the first location I want to show this in is in Microsoft Word, which I'm sure many of you use to generate your syllabi. Now, if you look up here at the top under the Home tab, there's an option for styles. And there's an expansion button here that lets you see the different options that are available here. These different styles allowed us to code into the text what sort of element we're generating. Now, when generating a document, usually you'll have some sort of title. So in this case, we're talking about a syllabus, so you'll usually include this course title, the term, the year that it's taught, as well as the fact that this is a syllabus for the document. The title for the document as a whole should always exist as the heading 1. Now this will change some of the stylistic aesthetic choices that are present inside of the document, but these can be modified again to whatever your preferences might be without changing the built-in coding that this is the title of the document that screen readers can interact with. As you go through the rest of the document, additional subheaders are going to be used, should be used to partition out different sections of information. Generally speaking, most of these are going to be built in as a heading 2 style. Once again, it'll change the aesthetics, but that can rapidly be changed back using the normal tools that you would use to interact with Microsoft Word. If you do get into a position where you need subheadings, Word goes all the way down to heading 5, though generally speaking, most documents aren't going to be looking at using anything more deeper than a heading 3 option. Now the rest of the material, where you're actually doing the individual writing in each section, this should be styled as normal inside of Microsoft Word. Now, besides Word, most of us also use Canvas. And Canvas's rich text editor also has very similar mechanisms. Now, the page title, so I have this opened up in Pages on Canvas right now, which I'm sure is a tool that some of you use to generate content for your courses. There are plenty of other options, such as the home page or the syllabus page, that can also be modified in a similar way. Now, the page title text bar in the rich text editor is going to act as your headings 1 from Microsoft Word. It's going to act as a main title for the page that you're looking at. Additional heading structures can then be added in with the styling format options found here. Once again, it will auto-change the formatting, which can be readjusted as you see fit to fit the appearance that you'd like to be present on your page. Once again, we have several different heading options, all the way down to heading 4. You'll notice heading 1 is missing from this option block. The reason being is because heading 1 is built into the page title for you. This pretty much concludes the tutorial that I wanted to share with all of you. I will mention, after using this kind of design and building it into my courses, I have had students mention that information's easier to access. But like with most things that are well designed, it generally goes mostly unnoticed, and the students simply get to benefit from the outcome at the end. I will also stress once again that the best practice of incorporating accessibility considerations into your design of material is always a great idea. I know myself, I've run across situations where I've had to go back and rework material because I'd failed to do so, and this definitely takes additional time. Thank you all for listening to my talk today, and I hope this helps you in your courses as well. I know it's worked in mine.